Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As always, thank you so much for tuning in today. We have a real special one to do. Hello, all of my beautiful Leo friends. Thank you for tuning in. I know you've been hanging out anxiously waiting for this video. So hello, my cuddly, beautiful Leos. We are looking at the light side of your dazzling, fizzy, bubbly energy. And if you haven't seen the dark side of Leo, I had a bit of a laugh with that one. I thought it was quite funny to unpack the dark side. And these guys are fucking dark. Like, let's get real. Like, Leos can be the most narcissistic, manipulative motherfuckers you could ever imagine. And they also, on the flip side of that, if they are light-sided and have integrated the shadow, which is their shadow is they think they have no shadow, is that they can be the very best friends, the best of a lot of them. And so we are looking at Leo. Holla! The sun god, the sun goddesses and the sun gods, the princes, the princesses, the queens. And you must approach and kneel and bow and show your respect to this prideful, beautiful energy that is the Leo. So go get your cup of tea ready, and I'm going to share with you my personal experiences with this sign, with the light-sided Leos, and I hope that you enjoy the video. So yeah, go check out the dark side and let's get into this one. So Leos obviously are the sun ruling, the sun is not a planet, it's the one of the only ones other than the moon. I don't think it's a planet, and everything evolves around it. Everything, without the sun, nothing can live. Without light, nothing can exist. We can't see anything without the sun. And that is very much the energetic approach of a Leo. And the power of the Leo is what attracts me to them. They have a magnitude about them that is so hypnotic and mesmerizing. They are very powerful. You are dealing with an intelligent being. I don't come across a lot of dumb Leos. I come across intellectual Leos in my life anyway, that really are interested in taking the time to unpack the world that they're in and do the research and do the work and understand what the world is, how it works. And they are very sharing. That's one thing I will say about a light-sided Leo. They're very, very sharing. This is a sharing sign, and very, very bold, very unapologetic of who they are. They are very caring. The light-sided Leos that I've come across, they will go the extra mile for you, but you have to go the extra mile for them. And Leos and Sages are probably on the same level of my favorite sign. I often think about who I like best. I like them both for the same reasons. In the Zodiac with the fire signs, Aries, who we looked at before, Aries is the baby. Leo is the child, the little boy, the little girl, the adolescent. And Sag is the older, philosophical old man that's half beast. And so each of the fire signs have to master their own reckoning, their own lessons. Aries has to understand that they're not the only one in the world, in the sense of being aware of other people's feelings, not just me first. Leo has to integrate their shadow through also understanding this as well. And Sag has to as well. These signs are very performative. They have an energy to them and a flair to them that is very, how would I word it? Fun, energetic. And that's a really beautiful thing. I love energy. That's why I'm attracted to them so much. But each of the three stages of the fire signs are what they are. And Leo is adorable. It's like a kid. It's an adorable kid. They get knocked down, they get back up, they learn, they get embarrassed sometimes, they blush, and they keep on going. And for the most part, in the psychology of this sign, which is what we're really looking at. And I don't want to do, podcasts or videos that just go over the same stuff. Like if you were to put in Leo on YouTube, you would get tons and tons of videos telling you the same damn thing that we already know. Yes, they can be narcissistic. Yes, they need attention. But we don't look at the other side of it, which is the child can't not be what it is. The sun cannot be what it is not. These guys can't help it. If you told a Leo to not be a Leo, they would get depressed. They that's how they are. In their mind, in their heart, in the heart of a Leo. By the way, to capture a Leo, you have to capture their heart. And if you can capture their heart, a Leo will stay with you. But that's the trick. And I'll tell you a little bit about that maybe in this video. So they are big, cuddly kittens, a lot of them. The Leo males are very different to the Leo females. The Leo females are the lioness. And we looked at that in the dark side. These women, the Leo women are, I know what I want, I'm going for it. Don't stand in my way or I'm going to get it. If you get in my way, I'll destroy you. Hop on the train or get off the tracks. Like that kind of energy. And I love that because it's very motivational. It's very inspiring to be around. And if you can adore a Leo woman and show her that you're fully there and give yourself to her fully, the love that you get from a Leo woman is just incredible. It's probably the most loving sign you could have. But if you betray her, she will burn you to the ground and she'll never forget either. The Leo men are more like the lion in the safari. They don't do the hunting. The lionesses do the hunting. They are more kind of chill. I come across more dark-sided Leo men than I do Leo women. I find a lot of Leo women are still dark-sided, quite a lot of them are, but I find less dark-sided Leo women. Simply for that nurturing energy, and the stomach is the ruling body part of the Leo as well, which is the womb. It's the creation. It's the vessel where spirit merges with matter. And they make very, very good parents. They're very beautiful, beautiful parents. And there is a very maternal or more paternal, because it is a masculine energy, it's a yang energy with the Leos, with the parenting. They're very good parents. They're very, very good fathers. A light-sided Leo would stick around and do the raising of the kid. A dark-sided Leo would be like the lion. It would just, mate, fuck, and, you can deal with the baby and you can provide for her or him, and I'll just, I'll be a father when it concerns me or when I feel like it. That's a dark-sided Leo. A light-sided Leo sticks around and nurtures and inspires. The light-sided Leo is a provider. They have to provide for their family. They immediately come into life fully ready to take on responsibility. They understand that once you have a child, that the sacrifices you have to make for your child will override their freedom and their own sense of self. That their child is, in fact, not just procreation, but replication of who they are in turn, which is what DNA is. It's a code. So when a light-sided Leo has a child, they are going to be around for the kid. And they want to teach their kids all of the lessons and knowledge that they've acquired, and also teach them about being true to yourself and being fair. A light Leo is very fair. They're very fair with people. They make very good judges as well. They really listen to both sides. And I don't find a light-sided Leo unbalanced that way. Whatever energy you give to them, they'll match to you. That's a light one. The dark ones are all just about me. And the dark ones, you see, the power of the sun works two ways. The sun brings life and gives life to everything. El Sol, the sun card in the tarot. Better days are ahead, that optimistic energy. And seeds in the earth begin to open and push towards the top of the soil and break through into the light. Everything is born in darkness and comes out into the light. When you're born in a womb, you come out of the womb, out of the darkness into the light. Leo is the light, it's life. They've got a zest for life, a passion for it. And that's the light side of the sun. It gives life and energy and flow. And the dark side of the sun is that it takes life. It does not give. It takes and it takes and it takes, and it sucks the color out of things. It sucks the life out of things. It bleaches, like bleached bones in the desert. That's the dark side of the sun, the power of the sun. And you've got to understand, this is such a fucking powerful sign. And Leos are attracted to power. They are. A lot of the dark-sided Leos are politicians. A lot of them, they need, and the concept of a politician in itself is social capital, like voting, getting people voting for them in their community. And, you know, it's a popularity contest, and Leo wants to be popular. And a lot of them are very, very popular. And this can be a great thing if it's channeled into charity, if it's channeled into helping the world, if it's channeled in ways that give knowledge and love and compassion to other people, not just pour the energy back into themselves and just indulge in their own self-idolization and indulging in their own beauty. You know, Leos are big on beauty. I've often found a lot of Leos that I come across often have a lot of Venus in their chart. I have noticed, just out of the, you know, off the top of my head, a lot of Leo energy will be associated with Venus because nature and the natural world is very much a part of this being, very much so. I don't find a lot of Leos that like to just stay at home in the house. They like to be outside. And Leo women in particular, I find them most beautiful in the morning when they wake up, no makeup, and they're vulnerable. And you can see their lion face, that majestic energy, their eyes. They have a light in their eyes, which I remember, and I see it in my friends too. And they will wear dresses or things that are colorful, very well styled, like all Leos are very well dressed. And even the men, they'll have like bow ties and braces. They love all that kind of aesthetic. Good shoes, good pants. You know, they'll overdress because that way if they go somewhere, they can always say they've got somewhere else to go afterwards, you know, or leave early to go somewhere else. That way it's their off the hook kind of thing. If you're if you're a Leo, you might be guilty of that, you know. But I find a Leo woman, I feel like they would wear like a floral dress with like sunflowers on it. It's got to be very flowy material, very good quality. And it's got to have like, you know, roses on it, something like that. Gentle, but not too much, but not too less. And they'll have like beautiful jewelry. Leo women in particular have very beautiful accessories, very one-off pieces that you just can't get anywhere, you know. Yeah, and I love that. Like I like pretty girls. I like girls that dress up, but I don't like fake girls. You know, I don't like it where it's just all makeup, heavy makeup. Leos aren't going to be too heavy on the makeup for the girls. They generally will look better, and they know they do when they just, you know, a bit of like mascara, a little bit of lipstick, a little bit of like color. That's it. You're done, you know. The really vain dark Leos would spend forever in the bathroom, and they wouldn't be able to be seen in public going to get the milk or get some fuel in their car tank at the servo station at the gas station if they aren't, you know, looking from head to toe fabulous. In a Leo's mind, it's kind of like, you know, you never know who could be at the gas station, you know. But yeah, their perspective on things is very fair. And I found that that's one of the things that I like. They will stand up for you. A light-sided Leo will stand up for the underdog. These guys can make very good lawyers. They are outspoken and they like to speak their truth. A light-sided Leo will encourage other people to speak their truth as well. Not just, you know, this is how it is. That's how it is. Deal with it. And that's a shadow side of the Sagittarius and the Aries as well. They tend to project their opinion on people as fact. And if you don't agree with that, they get very aggressive. Leos tend to be a little bit more playful. I often find the Leo is more like a cat. You know, if you stroke the cat the right way, it will purr for you. If you stroke the cat backwards on its fur, it'll bite you. It'll fucking scratch you, you know? So there is a way, you have to approach a Leo the right way. You can't, like, Leos need eye contact. You got to shake their hand, look them in the eye, and you've got to be down to earth. You've got to be real. They don't like fakey shit. They fucking hate that. Unless it's a really dumb Leo, but I don't come across a lot of them. And the Leos, by the way, age really well. The Capricorn ages backwards. And I think the Leo does a little bit too sometimes. I think sometimes they're born very rigid and then they kind of learn to soften a little bit as they get older and not take the world so seriously and be a bit more playful and a little bit more flexible, because Leo is a fixed sign. So I think any of the fixed signs, part of their shadow work is to not hold on to things so tightly and just let things be what they are and encourage that and not try and enforce their way onto other things, which ultimately doesn't work anyway, you know. And that's the thing. The dark-sided Leo would love to, you know, edit everything around them to the way that they want it. Even in the restaurants, you know, take that back, that's not right kind of thing. And the light-sided Leo would be like, no, it's okay. I get it. I'm more able to be flexible. So I hope that makes sense. So yeah, the light-sided ones really, they get involved in charity. They like to pour their energy back into the world, and charity can be very very narcissistic. You know, there is ego in charity because you're telling everyone what you've done for others, which also in turn builds up your social clout, which is a dark side for them. But if a Leo can get over that and understand it's not all about you, it is about what you bring to the world and the service and the love that you bring to the world. And I heard a really good one the other day, which made me think of Leo, which is that people don't really tend to remember what, you know, they don't remember what the context of the conversation was that you necessarily had with them. They tend to remember how you made them feel. And if you can make a Leo feel good, then the Leo will be around you. And yeah, this sign does need to be told that they're good. You know, a dark-sided Leo needs constant attention. A light-sided Leo already knows that they're the shit. They know they've got it going on. They know they're the fucking best. And nothing can convince them otherwise. And that level of confidence inside of them is what really makes them the best. You know, these guys produce very, very high quality work. These guys don't want to kind of phone it in. They want to, when they come into an office and they're committing to a job, they want to see it through. They want to do it right. And they don't want to be seen as incompetent. They don't want the shame. Leos will refuse to be shamed. So their standards are very high. And if you can meet those high standards in yourself, then the Leo will gravitate towards you. You know, Leos don't like losers. I'll give them that. That's one thing. Like, if you can't bring a service to a Leo or offer something that the Leo can't give themselves, they will fuck you off because they can't be bothered with you. Yeah. But that being said, and please listen to this bit, I'm thinking now is that the only way a Leo can become undone generally is by their own ego, is by themselves. They can untie themselves. So if a Leo's true to who they are and true in their actions won't come back to bite them in the ass. If a Leo is untrue in their actions will come back and fuck them up because of their ego can get in the way of seeing what is true and what is not true. And this is a very dangerous thing for a Leo who has acquired fame or social capital, because they would tend to surround themselves with people that will always agree with them, like a yes man. And that's not what makes Leo grow the strongest. Resistance makes us grow stronger. So a Leo's, they need to be told the truth, sometimes that they could improve here. And in a loving way, like not in an aggressive way. Like, say if you're at school and you have worked really hard on a project and you bring it to the teacher and the teacher just looks at it and goes, I don't think you're really getting this. You know, this looks like crap. Not really impressed. Not your best work. That's going to be like, that's hurtful. And there's also no feedback in that to help them grow or help you grow. So rather than that approach, it has to be more like, this is really interesting. I feel in my heart that you can do better. And I feel that, let's say here, like, let's tweak this. Let's maybe just tweak it. Have you thought about going in this direction with it? Or maybe look at the brief a little bit closer and let's kind of match it more to that, because I feel that you've got more to say or you've got more to give in this. That would be the way to approach a Leo. They want to hear the truth. They're prepared for it, but it's the delivery. It's the energy behind it that will either make them go, fuck you, I'm not listening to you, or it'll make them go, yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, okay, I see what you mean. So it's the approach. You have to approach them the right way. Even sometimes if they don't approach you the right way, sometimes you have to get out of that, and just give them the respect that they need. And I like that about them. The dark ones are all twisted in their own image and they're all fucked up. But the light ones, they will reach out to others and say, hey, I've noticed that you need help. Hey, are you okay? And when they reach that hand and they extend that paw, that little Leo paw, they are actually genuine. And they are saying, hey, look, how can I help you? Like, what can I send something to you? Can I, like, they're very helpful, very thoughtful like that. And the best way to get to a Leo's heart is by holding space for them, admiring them, making them feel seen, making them feel validated, and keeping it really lighthearted. These guys like heavy stuff, but for the most part, Leos like to be in the light. They like to be, it's the sun god, you've got to give them that acknowledgement. And it is a sign that the dark side will demand power over you and authority over you. The light side wants to merge with you and is more receptive and more gentle, which is why I find the female Leos are a lot more easier and nice and kind like that. This is a very kind sign. And they love making people laugh. And they need the stage. Leo is the stage. Once they're on stage, they're in their element. They're getting that energy. And if you're a performer and you're a Leo, the moment that they really want isn't necessarily about the fame or the money. If they're like a singer on a stage with thousands of people listening to them, it would be more the energy from the crowd goes into their heart, and then that energy goes back out of them, out back into the crowd. So it's like a circle. It's a very the Ouroboros energy. It flows through them and then flows back out into the crowd. And a lot of like performers and singers that are Leos really get off on that. It's the ultimate high for a Leo to be received. They need to be received. And when they are, they shine. And in turn, that encourages other people to also shine their light harder, and especially around oppression. I find a lot of Leos will gravitate towards like countries that are very impoverished, very poor countries that are very low socioeconomic, support, very bad governments. They're not afraid to go to Kenya, to the Kisaruni school or to any part of like Africa and help, because I think it's like every 2 minutes a child dies of malaria. In today's 2021, every 2 minutes a child dies of malaria. And to a Leo, that is just fucking unacceptable. That is insane. And the Leo will look at that and go, how can I help? What do I need to do? If I can shine my light, the best thing that a Leo will do is when they shine their light of their awareness on something in the world to make other people see it. This sign shines light on things. And it also is about truth. All of the fire signs are truth seekers. The Sag is the truth seeker. The Leo is the truth seeker. Don't bullshit a Leo. Don't fuck around with them either, because they're going to see it. These guys can make very, very good detectives as well. They're very cluey like that. Like I said, this sign is a very intelligent sign. Yeah, they just are. Now, a Leo employee needs a lot of attention. They do need to be told that they're doing well. They need to have check-ins. You can't just have a Leo working for you and not check in with them. You need to check in with them. If you don't check in with them, they're going to stray. The cat will wander off. That's how it is. And the Leo bosses, there is a performative element. But I will say Leos are very prepared. They come prepared. If they're going in, they're very prepared, they're very organized. If they're going into a meeting, they will bring the notes, they will know where they want to go with the conversation. They are not like, Leo isn't like Sagittarius, where Sag just might leave it to the last minute and kind of wing it and see if something sticks to the wall. Leos aren't really like that. They like to do the work before something, to know that they're not going to get there and just get caught, going, I don't know what to do. That would be ridiculous to a Leo. So if you can show them that you're prepared to do the preparation work too, they will like that, and they will be around you. They'll come around you. You've got to have like a vibe to you. These guys are attracted to talent. They are not interested in mediocre things. So if you're if you've got a gift, if you're a good writer or a good singer, or you're naturally athletic, or you've got something about you that is special, different, Leo will like that. They want that around them. They're attracted to beauty in other people. So yes, this sign does go towards people that are aesthetically more attractive. Yes, they understand hypergamy. If you don't know what hypergamy is, look it up. It's true. It's a real thing. In nature, I'll explain it to you. In nature, particularly around procreation and females, they're not looking for the great big fat one. They're not looking for the old sick one that doesn't have any passion for life and is kind of on their way out, checking out, punching out of life. Hypergamy is looking for the potential mate that is their best option. And that's usually the younger, faster, alpha energy. It's more of that Aries energy, because that comes into the world, it gets stuff done. It can show them that they can be provided for. You can take care of them. You can bring something into the relationship, not just them taking care of you. Leo's like that. They're attracted to power. And hypergamy is, sexual marketplace value. Aries and Sagittarius and Leo understand that. A 10 isn't looking for a 2. Yeah, straight up. Like, celebrities only tend to date and fuck other celebrities because they're not interested in someone who's of lower social capital in the scheme of life and the landscape of how this works. They're interested in getting with someone that can help them expand. So if you're below them, if a Leo sees you below them, they will not be interested in you. You've got to have something like different, like, really, like, you've got to stand out. Like, that's how that, like, straight up, I'm just being really honest in this video. You have to have something about you that stands up. You have to, and it has to be something that comes from within your heart. It can't just be like clothes or the car that you have. That's superficial. Only a dark Leo would go for that. So I hope that makes sense. So yeah, they want the fucking best. This sign expects the best, and they will accept nothing less than the best. So if you're working with them and your work isn't the best, they will tell you this is not your best work. They are very direct like that. They don't like, but in a loving, kind way, they'll come around to it. Not, like I said, not too aggressive. That's how they are. Now, you can't out Leo a Leo. So yes, you cannot out Leo a Leo. Like, you can't out Virgo a Virgo. Yep. Now, Virgo and Leo don't tend to really mix. I don't find a lot of Leos that get along really well with the earth signs. The earth signs are a little bit too slow and a little bit too grounded and a little bit too practical. Leo likes things that haven't been done yet, that are a little bit out of the comfort zone. This is a very adventurous sign. They are not interested in just doing the same old damn thing. You got to mix it up. You got to bring new energy in. You got to keep it fresh. They understand things come in and things go out, and that's how fashion works. That's how life works. And Leos are like that. It's got to be beautiful. It's got to be nature orientated. Think roses. They love the color red. A lot of them, gold, red. They love black, marble. I think of marble when I think of a Leo, like beautiful cut Casablanca, or I don't know how to pronounce it. It starts with C. It's like that that beautiful marble, Calcutta marble. That's the one. Yeah, like that. I think of that when I think of a Leo. I think of flowers budding and turning towards the sun. Have you ever watched like a time-lapse video of flowers blooming and turning to the sun? That is the Leo energy that I'm looking for. It's that process. It's called photosynthesis. It's when the flower, takes in the light and it begins to grow and its nutrients. Like, that's what it is. And the UV light of the sun also calms our nervous system. And I've often found I don't come across a lot of really neurotic, erratic like Leos. I come across very chill. A very light-sided Leo will be very chill. They don't want to give energy to something that isn't really going to benefit them. Much like the lion. Like, have you ever watched a lion on the safari? Like a male lion, like they're very powerful. They're just resting. Like they'll like get up and a fly will come around. It was like swat the fly with their tail. They're just so powerful. Like they don't give their energy to something that doesn't give them something in return. You know, that's how I see it. And the UV light, the sun rays also purify bacteria. They kill bacteria as well. So yes, these signs can sometimes create a little bit of drama. They like the flair. They like the drama. A dark-sided Leo will create drama and stir up some shit at work or in the relationship just to get some attention. The light-sided Leo doesn't need to do that. And a light-sided Leo is more than happy to be left alone. They don't need constant variables interacting with them all the time. They are just happy to be in their own space, in their own home. They don't crave that attention. That's an integrated Leo. They're the ones you want to go for. As far as a Leo is concerned, they are on the stage of life. Life is a dance. It is a performance, and they have performed it many times. They are the director. They're the dancer. They are everything on the stage, and you have to fit into that world. You've got to fit into their narrative. They're very ambitious, and they love their hair. They love their hair. Like I said in the Dark-Sided series, a lot of the men, when they begin to lose their hair, that is the lion's mane, and they lose a part of their identity with it, and it's just horrible. They really will struggle with that. So, and they'll know if you're a light-sided, I hope I didn't say Aries. If you're a light-sided Leo and you are beginning to lose your hair, just know that there are women and men out there that will like you the way that you are. You know, they'll like that bald look, the beard and the bald head. They'll like that. You know, if people really like you, Leo, they're not going to be so concerned about how the fuck you look. I want you to, if you're a Leo and you're listening to that, get that in your brain. A really good thing for a Leo to do, and I was watching this show the other week, was called Naked and Afraid or Naked and Alone. I know Sagittarians would totally do this because it's a survivalist show, but that would be a very, very good show for a Leo to go on, because it would strip them down of everything that they've held in front of them so that they can be reborn again. You know, in order to really come out, in order to live, you have to die first. You know, that's the phoenix. In order to have rebirth, we have to die to something first. So if you can get over the ego side of it, then you can really step into who you are. And Leos are natural team leaders. They just come into life. They're very focused on projects. And I prefer the purr of a Leo than the roar of a Leo, because these guys can get quite heated as well. You know, they're very passionate. I hope that you're enjoying this video. A lot of them have very strong belief systems as well. Leos are interested in the supernatural. You know, humans would scare a Leo more than like spirituality or ghosts or magic or things like that. They'd be interested in that kind of stuff. They wouldn't be scared by the supernatural. And I feel, Leos, you've got to have your own belief system. They feel without a direction or without something to base life off, you kind of have no direction to go in. That doesn't turn them on. You've got to have something going on in your life that makes them drawn to you. Now, with the other fire signs, Leo does work very well with Sagittarius, and I am right on the cusp of Sag, so I do get along with a lot of the Leos. And Aries, they do. But look, I'll be honest with you. Like I didn't say this in my last video, but I'll say it now. I don't come across a lot of light-sided Aries. I really don't. A lot of them are dark as hell. They're very, they're not the best in that regard. But the light-sided ones are great to work with, but the dark ones are fucked. And Leo would get along with the other fire signs, but they tend to jump into relationships very quickly, and they can move too fast, too soon, too sexual, too soon. And when a fire has nothing left to consume, it it consumes, it just has to consume itself and it burns out. So a lot of like flings can happen with Leos. They, get this really exciting energy and they find someone and they start dating and courting and fucking really quick, and they cover a lot of ground very, very quickly, much like Aries can. And then it's like, where do we go from here? We've come this far and it's like, whoa, we've just come so far so quick, and it just burns out. I found that so slow and steady works best for a Leo long term. And a light-sided Leo is playing a long-term game, just like a Scorpio. They're not interested in short-term things. If they go into a job, they're looking for a career. They're not looking for just a get-rich-quick kind of thing. Like, that's just stupid to a Leo, because it has no like longevity in it, if that makes sense. A lot of them are very expressive. This sign needs to express itself. So they are very much the artist. And if they're creating and they're in their zone, you do not interrupt the Leo. You let them do their work, let them do their thing. They come around to you. Yeah, they'll come around. Like I said, you've got to have your own life going on. You cannot just insert yourself into a Leo's life and just piggyback off theirs. That's why Leo and Cancerians wouldn't work either. The Cancerian is very clingy and has a very, very tight grip on their little crab pincers. The Leo would get annoyed with that clinginess and tell them to fuck off. And the moodiness of a Cancerian as well. But that's the thing. Leo is the outer world, which is the sun, and Cancer is the moon, which is the inner world. Remember, we talked about the moon sign is your inner world. So Leos are expressive and need to express themselves. They have that urge, that burning passion. And they love being in love, and they love being smitten with someone. They love that loved up feel. They love being in love and getting that love and giving it back. They really are. That's how, like I said, you got to stroke the cat the right way. Yeah. Now, the dark side a little bit with a Leo, light or dark, is that they can get their feelings hurt quite often. And most of the time they do have a bit of anxiety generally, but that's quite, in this time and days, this is, to be expected. So, they might appear that something hasn't hurt them or hurt their feelings, but it could be that, it is. It really did. It did hurt their feelings. Now, a Leo man tends to always wear baggy clothes, very like ghetto kind of like very loose-fitting, comfortable clothes that is very non-restrictive. So they might have like lots of hoodies and tracksuit pantses. That's very Leo man. The women have like lots of dresses, lots of high heel shoes, lots of different makeups. They need to know where the best makeup is. How do I put it on? How do I apply it? Watching things about how to do their hair right, how to straighten their hair. They're very self-conscious in that way, and there's nothing wrong with that pride. They are very prideful lion. Think of that word comes to mind, prideful. They make a very, very good point in an argument. They can be combative in an argument if they feel they're on the right side, and they make a very convincing points in their argument as well. So they really will be good lawyers. Like I said, like a Libra can be a good lawyer. If you had a Leo with a lot of Libra in their chart, that would be a very debating person that's very able to put together an argument and then really hold their ground with that. And they have this energy about them where, like, when they speak, they speak from this really beautiful place that can be sometimes softly spoken, but the words that they choose and the energy that the Leo chooses is very powerful. They know how to talk. Like, a Leo knows how to put together a sentence. They know how to write songs. These guys are very good with songwriting as well, I've noticed, and also with melody, like playing on a guitar, like, hey, putting like a chord together on a guitar. They're very good with that. A lot of them are very naturally musical, and they gravitate towards music where people have been oppressed. Leos, say if it was like slavery in Africa, a lot of the harmonies and the melodies of music came from people that were oppressed. And the Leo gets around that, and they like that. They like that community spirit. This sign would, like I said, they'd go to Africa. They don't have a problem going into poor places and being there and seeing how the world works. They're not that precious. This is not a precious sign. The dark-sided Leo would be like, get me to Hollywood and I'm going to live in my big house with a swimming pool. Ha ha ha. The light-sided Leo would be like, let's get out in the community, let's build a school. How do we raise money to fix your roof? How do we get you clean drinking water? That type of thing. That's where Leo's best operates. That's where they best function. And because they exude power and they know how to get things done, you need to get on board with that. And if you can get on board with their plans, nothing gets in their way. They'll figure out a way around things. They'll figure out the paperwork. They'll make it happen. They will make it happen. These guys make things happen. Now, to take your power away from a Leo, if a Leo has been really integrated with you and they really, really love you, and then all of a sudden you ghost them and you don't talk to them and you just cut them off with no explanation, that would kill a Leo. That would kill their soul. They'd go to the grave with that mortally wounded. If you let a Leo go, you need to explain to them why. You need to tell them why. They'll never get over that. If you ghost them, say if you've built and invested energy with a Leo and they have too, and then all of a sudden you just cut it off without any word, no goodbye, no leave, nothing, they need to understand that. And once they come around to understanding that, it will terribly cut them to the core of their soul. It'll hurt them so bad, but they will lick their wounds, and in time, it will heal. In time. And we're talking years. We're talking a long time. If you leave a Leo that the Leo thought was you were going to be with them forever, and you leave them, they can turn dark-sided because they feel so betrayed and hurt, and then they will pull other people into that pain with them. So we can only meet people from the level that we're at. And Leo know that too. You do. If you're a Leo and you're watching this, you know that. Like when you're really high and super energized and really full of excitement and passion, you want other people to come up to that energy level with you. When you're really down and you're really low and you're really quiet and need to be home alone, you will also connect to people from that level as well. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. It's like, yeah, and that's just how they are. And hey, I've got that fire energy too, and that's the thing. People often mistake Leos as arrogant or cocky or outspoken and boastful. No, they're not. That's who they are. They can't change that. Most of the time, Leo, if you're listening to this right now, give you a bit of a hot tip. It's not because you were too much for them. You can never be too much. Once you're yourself, no one can touch you. When you're in yourself, no one can touch you because no one else can be you. Yeah. So when someone else is like, oh, you're too much, you're too full on. Well, that's because you're intimidating them. They're feeling overridden by your energy because they need to lift their fucking game up. Okay. So it's got nothing to do with you. You shine your light, Leo. You must shine your light. It's what you're here to do. If someone told you to dim it down, tell them to fuck off. Tell them to fuck off, okay? You are not here to play small just to fit in and make other people feel secure. You're here to shine and be you. This is me. Take me as I am, or have nothing at all. That is how you must live your life, and no hiding. You can't hide from the sun, remember? And if you are the sun, you can't hide from us. They can't hide from you. Hot tip. I hope that got into your head. So it's just their own insecurity or them, trying to, feeling insecure. Their ego feels threatened by your power, and they just try and, cut you down to size so that they can elevate their energy higher than yours. So Leos must have a mission. Remember, the fire signs, all are mission orientated. The Sagittarian fires their arrow. That's the mission. Chase the arrow. Sagittarius is very restless. Leos can be very restless. Aries is very restless. This is a restless energy. Once they find it, they go on to the next thing. It's not about the destination. It is always about the process and the journey that is the transformative part of who we are. So a lot of the dark Leos are very fixated on the end result, and they are terribly unhappy. We've got to find love and enjoyment in the mundane, and find it in just coming to work every day and making a cup of coffee and saying hello to someone in the breakout room, the dog down the street, the baby crying in the, that's our everyday life isn't sensationalized. and there is no destination. There is no end to energy. All things exist forever. They go on into infinity. They just transform into different forms. So getting fixated on the result. I heard a good one the other day, and I'll share it with you, Leo. When you're here I'll say it again, ready? When your here becomes a there, you will simply obtain another there that will become a here. So I'll unpack that quickly. So when you get somewhere, that automatically, that there that you're going to becomes, you're already here, and then you're looking for another there that will become another here. That's life. Everything is like, that's literally life. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. So yes, they are naturally competitive. Now, the dark side of a Leo is way over competitive. Leos are competitive. The best way to motivate a Leo is for a Leo to see you do what they love to do. If you're a dancer and you're in front of other dancers, you will feel that you want to dance because you're watching other people perform their craft and take their craft to the next level. So you want to lift your bar higher. That's a great thing. And that's what Leos do. That passion for life is what it is. If you're a light-sided Leo, you must stay away from the negative Nellies, the negative mindsets, the Debbie Downers that want to pull you down. You've got to fuck them off, okay? Now, Leos don't tend to hold grudges. They know that wasting, energy, spilt milk kind of thing, like no use holding on to something that's gone, it just rots the container it's carried in, the resentment, you let it go. You're spending energy holding on to something. Leos get that. They let it go. Dark-sided Leos don't let it go. Yeah, so Leo wants to go forward. It doesn't want to go backwards. And it always is on the mission and moving forward. Passion, love, energy, excitement. These guys are usually the best in the room, and they know it, and they are. Get over your own self-consciousness and get into leadership, but do it in a communal way, and that is how you do it, because the energy goes like the Ouroboros. Like I said, it goes right around and back out into the world. Your generosity and kindness comes back to you in turn, and that is how you really make a very powerful impact on the world, and that's what you're here to do. Now, another thing about Leos, a lot of them, they will create personas about themselves. So they'll create like like I said in the Dark Sided series, I don't want to talk about this too much, but a lot of them create like a persona. So it could be dressing up as a drag queen, or dressing up as a character, dressing up as like being an actor and playing a character to get the need met through that, through proxy, through creating basically what I'm saying is they create a persona of themselves, like an avatar of themselves that the area or the people around them want to see. And that really fails them. It really fails them because it's not authentic. It's not who they really are. So you're better off, like a lot of them are into like pin-up girls or pin-up dolls or sexy dancers or things like that, or an acting, like it's acting. It's not real. You're better off just being yourself. And if you are around people, Leo, that can't receive you, don't understand you, you have to move on and let them go. Understand that this time, this job, this season in your life has come to its natural conclusion. It has ended. And when something, and I promise you, Leo, when something begins to end, it begins to collapse in on itself. Think of like Game of Thrones when Drogon destroyed the Iron Throne and all of the metal all just melted into itself. When that was destroyed, it left a new world to be built on top of the old world. And that's what I'm saying. You'll notice things will break down and something new will come up underneath it and replace the cycle of what the old thing was. And if you are around people that can't receive you, you have to keep looking for your tribe. You've got to find your tribe. And the tribe that appreciates you. Because remember, you need to be appreciated. Yes, you need to be seen. And you deserve it. You deserve the attention. You just do. It's just who you are. So take risks, jump into life, and embrace your inner child is the best advice. The light-sided Leos are the children. And they want to have fun. They want to play. It's got to be exciting. If you want to keep a Leo, you've got to keep it fun. Generally, when a relationship ends, it's just because the fun ended, So keep that fun going. And be gentle with other people, Leo. Sometimes you don't know your own strength. That godlike power that you have sometimes can be too powerful for other people, in the sense of you don't know how brutal you can be. So, soften, baby, soften, gentle sometimes. I know that they don't have the power that you have, okay? They just don't, okay? They're mere mortals. So, but they don't know that, and they can't relate to a God because they're not a God. And you are the closest vibrational match to God energy on the planet as a Leo. So yeah, the female Leos have very soft brown eyes that are very gentle and very beautiful. And I love a Leo's laugh. They love to laugh and be in that kind of fun way. And they have that careless kind of energy to them. They come across that way. It's just nice to be around. They don't tend to be rude. They don't like rudeness. So a light-sided Leo is, it will give everyone a fair go. And, head up, shoulders back, chest out. That's the Leo way of life. Getting on with things, dealing with things, not avoiding things. Remember that light energy, it's got to illuminate. You've got to shine the light on the shadow. You've got to do the shadow work. And so I think this covers a lot about the light-sided Leo, the children, the August, July babies of the Zodiac. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and the lions out there, you are my favorite. Sag and Leos are my favorite. So please, if you know someone who is a Leo and they need to hear this, please share the video. Let someone know, hey, check this video out. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. It does help me out. And I will be moving on to the next signs in the Zodiac. We're doing the water signs next, I think. Oh, the earth signs. I think we'll do earth next. Yeah, I think it's earth. So I'll see you in the next video. I think we're looking at Taurus, the Taurians. And peace, love, and light to you. And thank you so much for watching my channel. I will see you soon. Okay, bye. Bye.